Hi guys, firstly just apologies as I know a lot of you have been asking for videos for the last few weeks, if not a month. Now coming up, I think the last one I posted was just after 6 months. Now this will be coming up to 8 months past the operation in the next couple of days. So at this stage, yeah, this is the 8th month mark after I had the operation done in Istanbul. Now I'll quickly just do a quick run over of the hair just to show you how it is. Also a shot at the back, yeah, just to see how it's looking, so you can see the progress. So as you can see, pretty good. Yeah, it looks like the left side's definitely filled in a lot more. Still not as thick as the right, but definitely filled in more over the last couple of months. Now my hair's quite fair anyway, like a light brown, and obviously I've got a few greys which they took from the back. So some other guys that might have a darker colour hair may look thicker and look a bit better. But if you look at my video, the first one before I went for the operation, you'll just see how bad it was, how thin my hair was along here, especially at the back. It was dead everywhere, and weirdly enough, having the hair transplant seems to have brought life back to the other hair. Whether that's because I'm also putting a bit of minoxidil, but that's only in the spots where the hair was implanted. So yeah, not too sure, but it seems to have got the whole hair back to life, which is really good as well. I'll just give you a shot at the back, so just so you can see how that was as well, or is, sorry. So I hope that was a good shot there. Now, the back is still, I guess, looking from that, and as I've seen, it's still quite thin. Now, if you look at my video before the transplant, you'll see that it was almost at the crown area. You could pretty much see scalp, and all around it was very, very thin. So yeah, I didn't really, you know, when you walk past those mirrors in aisles at like Woolworths and the supermarkets, you sort of see the back of your head, and you don't really notice the back of your head until, you know, you see it then. And I used to hate walking past there because, you know, you just look like you were bald. And now I walk past and I always just stop and have a quick look and go, wow, you know, it's filled in so much. Still looks thin, but as I said, when I got to the hair transplant, they said you're only going to be filling in the back or the crown part 50-60%, as opposed to the front, which is about a 98% success rate. So I definitely feel like that's happened, and I still am going to be using the minoxidil there to try and strengthen the growth to get out. So it still does look thin, but it's definitely increased from what it was. So, you know, I'm stoked with that. And obviously, yeah, the front, yeah, very happy with that as well. You know, it's one of those things where, like, every day, if you're like me, there'd be like a guy who was bald walking past, and you knew if someone was going to say something, and then they would just reference you. You just knew it was coming. Or even like younger people who would say, oh, you know, you're losing your hair, and people go to me, oh, don't worry about it, it's nothing. But it is, you know, it's such a huge deal, especially if you're like me, where you worry about it every day and compare yourself to other guys and just how they look. And now I don't worry about that at all. You know, I'm not embarrassed about that. I think I've worn a hat once since I've had the operation, you know, when it was sunny. So otherwise, I'm happy to get it out. I don't really remember what my hair actually looked like prior to having this. I have to go back to my previous video and see, you know, it just feels natural again. And I guess that's because, you know, it looked like this, you know, 10 years ago. So, so that, you know, that's a really good thing. Thank you again for all the really positive feedback, getting some really good questions, so please keep them coming. Happy to answer anything. I've actually had a few guys who have messaged me while they've been in Istanbul getting the operation, saying that they, you know, that it was successful, and now they're at the stage, you know, the ugly duckling stage of the washing the scabs off. But, you know, all I can say is keep persisting. You know, it will come. You know, the first 3 to 4 months you sort of feel like, wow, was it worth it? But, you know, post 6 months, it definitely is worth it. And yeah, I wouldn't change it for the world. So just for the guys watching for the first time or just wanting to get the information, so just so you know, I went to Istanbul in Turkey. I went to Arena Med Global. So I got a package deal. It cost myself $2,350. It was paid in cash. That included transport from the hotel to the airport as well. The hotel was 3 nights, which was included, and including the transplant. So yeah, it was a really good deal, obviously, and that's why I went there, because obviously in Australia it's quite expensive. You know, you're looking at $20,000 plus. You know, I had 5,000 grafts. So yeah, that's the reason I went there. There's a lot of study, and if you are thinking about going, you know, Europe's a beautiful place. Go for a few weeks, explore for a couple of weeks, and then finish in Turkey before you come home. You know, it's the best way to do it, especially if you book in advance. You're going to get it cheap. So yeah, please keep the questions coming. And as I said, things are good. Anyone who's hesitant about doing this or just wants to ask a question, fire it away at me. There are so many guys coming through going, I don't know if I should go. Look, if you're worried about it and it bothers you every day like it bothered me, then just do it. These guys were great. They were very professional, obviously very cheap, and I got to see a bit of Europe as well. So, and now I don't worry at all. You know, before I was worrying every day about my hair. So, you know, I've still got family and friends looking at me going, wow, you know, I can't believe how much it's grown, how much it's thickened up. And now, you know, it's just normal to me. So, yeah, thanks again, guys, and apologies for, yeah, being so late with the video. But, yeah, appreciate all your feedback. Cheers.